So boom. Fucking on a walk, another walk. I managed to pick up draw. So like I'm gonna test that out. See what it's like. Well, literally doesn't smell too bad. But yeah, we'll have to see. Kind of reminds me of the stuff I had in Spain. You see, the thing is, in these hot countries, the weed is grown outdoors, so naturally you're not going to get that same potency and dankness you get from a hydroponics grow. And I can 100% notice the difference. Like literally 100%. Like I thought it was a load of shit, but I can notice the difference. I'm not gonna lie. Like I can notice. But yeah, I just wanted to come out, try out this suit. Also, I've got a couple videos. I say a couple videos, a couple stories, which I may fuck, where did I put my suit? I may get into on the walk. I may save them for after dinner. I don't know. For lunch I had chicken and rice. It was well nice. Like literally, where I'm staying is you get food included, which is not really my sort of thing. I'm not really a food guy. I'm not really one to eat on schedule, like eat on demand, but yeah. I'm so pleased I bought my own Rizzlers and my own lighter, mate. Like literally, that is just one stress off your mind that you don't have to think about. What I'm looking for, somewhere to sit down, but I can't sit down here. Like literally, that's the only annoying thing. Like, you can't just pitch up outside someone's house. I mean, it's never a good idea to pitch up outside someone's house anyway, but like, yeah, like you definitely can't pitch up outside someone's house. Trying to find a fucking stool, chair. Oh, this will do. Right here, because that way I'm still on the road. And yet, but it's chilled. No one will trouble you. Although I didn't bring out any money. And literally, it's good to walk with some cash, mate. So you can. So you can slide some under the table. I also need to go to the fucking shop. I need to go to the shop, buy some fabric softener, buy detergent and shit. There's loads of small planes that fly in, like loads of small planes. Jets. Out of 10, I'm gonna have to rate this weed like 4. It's not rating very highly. I mean, it's alright. I think it's what they would call bush weed. Tomorrow I'm gonna try and see if I can get some more. I kind of went into my desperate mode. Not desperate mode, because I'm literally so happy to be here. Like, so happy to be here. So regardless of the draw situation, like, I'm really pleased to be here. Like, it's chilled. Like it's chilled. But yeah. There's no shops here. And no Burger King. Fucking mosquito, mate. I've sprayed myself. I had to spray myself before I come out in the evenings. But in this particular area, the mosquitoes are not too bad. Like, there's not that many mosquitoes. It's not like a high risk area. But yeah, I've still been popping my pills. I mean, I'm kind of against popping pills, but I have been popping pills. I popped 3 so far. So yeah, it's either that or get malaria. And I don't really want to take the chance. Like, literally, I don't really want to take the chance. I'm wearing fucking blue, white and cream. Do you know, it's been about 3 years, okay, 2 years. 2 years that I'm worn black. That I've worn black for. This is the first time I've worn colour. Let me just give you a little ensemble of the outfit. I literally, I'm not a fucking, what do you call it? A fashion person, but like an ensemble of the outfit, because fucking I never wear fucking colours. I only wear blacks. So I'm feeling kind of odd. But yeah. Dinner is at 7, and you can have blacked out windows here as well. Or you can have blacked out windows, like all blacked out, completely black, and front as well. That's pretty chilled. I'm kind of tempted to stay here, but yeah, like, I really want to stay here. I'm making moves to try and stay, and if I can get a job, like literally. I think it's because of the roads. Like, the roads are well bumpy. Like, all these houses back here, they're all being built, like all these houses are being built, so like the road is like not well made. But once the houses are built, the roads will get done, because this is a posh area, like it's, like rich people live here, so like they won't want the roads being shitty. Which is kind of bad, because there's so many places where the roads are just really bad, like really rocky and shit. And then like you go to like the really rich areas and then it's just pristine, like literally pristine. Like there's some proper sick houses, like literally proper sick houses. Like really, really out of this world houses. Tomorrow I'll take you for a little walk. I also want to go to the national park, see some fucking lions and giraffe and elephant and zebra, antelope, monkeys, everything, mate. So that should be sick. I'm looking forward to that. And then I'm gonna fucking... Well, I've got like an induction tomorrow. Because I'm gonna be going into the slums and doing some stuff in the slums, so yeah. That should be good. A sick experience. But they're kind of like just easing me in like before I fucking go. Like literally just like, yeah, having me float. But I'm fine with floating. I'm just glad to be here. Like literally just glad to have landed. Like just glad to be here, 100%. Like it's definitely weed, but quality, Portugal, nah, Spain. I'd say it's Spain quality, because it's not bad weed, but I'd say it's like outdoor grown, and yeah, the hydroponics, you notice basically. But you don't realise that, because all English weed is grown indoors, because obviously it's not hot enough anyway, so it's all hydroponics. So you get that proper dank bud because it's been hydroponically grown. Chatting to the guards as well. But literally these guards rolled up, yeah, and they had fucking machine guns. Like literally these guards rolled up and they had machine guns. I was well booked out, I must admit. And like literally, and then the guy, like literally, the guard, like literally, he comes out the truck and he just swings his machine gun. Like literally, just swings it around in front of me. It's like, oh Jesus, like, fuck me, like, easy with the machine guns, mate. Like literally, I'm from England, mate. I'm not a gun guy. I'm really not a gun guy. Like, I'm not a gun guy. Like you see, like people just, oh yeah, guns. I got my piece and I got my strap and blah blah. I'm not a gun guy. I'm really not a gun guy. Like, I'm not a gun guy. No, yeah, it's definitely weed. Like, it's definitely weed. It cost me 1,000, yeah. Like a grand, like 1,000, like 1,000, 3 zeros for this straw, like literally. But there was like Zoots, literally Zoots. He came with Zoots, but I just emptied them, rolled them, emptied them, checked the crow, and then rolled them with some tobacco. But yeah, I've got another guy. I was chatting to another guy, and yeah, I'm gonna try and see if I can sort from him. Mate, it's the most unlikely suspects to be dealing, mate. I'm not gonna bait it, but yeah, it's jokes. Like, this shit's fucking hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. Who's dealing? This guy's giving me some tips, like local tips as well. Just fucking what to look out for, watch out for, be careful of. I had no idea, mate. Like, literally, I had no idea. So it's nice that he gave me that little bit of a heads up. Don't more guards come out on me with guns like this. But they weren't horrible with it. They weren't horrible. Like, they'll just come. But it's just the fact that they're just so free and easy with their guns, mate. Like, literally just swinging it over their shoulder. It's like, oh, mate, easy with the guns. Like, literally just put the gun down, mate. Like, literally just put the gun down. Oh, mate. But like I said, this is an alright area. It's not a bad area at all. Like, it's not a bad area. But because there is rich people here, like, they'll get robbed. Like, there will be robberies here. So that's why they have security with guns. But yeah, it's still a bit like, and it's not something I really want to get used to. I don't really want to get used to guns. Right, I'm going to tell some stories after dinner. Wait for the guys to open the gate. It's all gated, like everywhere is gated here. Like, it's all gated, like completely. It was raining earlier, but it's rained and stopped. But you can tell when it's going to rain because it goes really dark. Like, it's like this but daytime, and then it suddenly goes like this, like dusk, and then the clouds are just proper dark grey, like proper dark grey. So you can just see it coming. But yeah, stories after dinner. It's been requested by a long-time viewer and a fan. Their words, not mine. I don't call people fans, mate. But yeah, a long-time viewer and requested me to do some stories of policing, and yeah, life stories in general. So go on. Again, I kind of do stand out as not being from here, because like everyone just stares at me, like everyone is staring at me right now. But yeah, like because I like stop and pull over, like everyone here just walks, like they just walk in the road, and then the cars just have to wait for you while you walk in the road. Like, literally it's chilled, like it's fine, like nothing's gonna happen to you, like no one's gonna have a go at you, they just wait for you to move. Like, but I'm just like, oops, sorry. Like, literally. But yeah, it's all good. And all the crickets as well, I don't know if you can hear them on the camera, but yeah, it's all the crickets, like the noise and that. Only thing is, like when it rains, like it settles, like the water just settles, like it doesn't go anywhere, it just settles, and then you can flood. But yeah, it's like puddles everywhere, so it gets proper sloppy. But these shoes are actually walking shoes, so I'm not really fussed about getting them muddy, I just wipe them off. But they're made for like walking on hard terrain, so it's no biggie, like no biggie at all. But yeah, it's all good, mate. Like, it's all chill. It's all chill. Dinner is at 7. So I'm gonna fucking go and fucking eat dinner. But yeah, I'm fucking definitely looking to make moves. Like, literally, I'm really loving it here. I'm just like, feel like so at home, like literally. Everyone's black. Like, literally. But yeah, it's chilled, like literally. Even though I'm Westerner and I'm English, like literally. But yeah. So I still stand out, but yeah. Anyway. It's all good, like literally, it's all good. Right, I'm gonna go into the gates now. There's new security, so I've got to introduce myself. So stay blessed for now. So then, pissing it down with rain, mate. So I'm pleased to have my waterproofs, like literally, my waterproof jacket. Not that it would take long for everything to dry out, because it's quite warm here, so it just fucking dry instantly. But yeah. Anyway. Hope you're on good vibes. Hope you're staying blessed. Life's treating you well, as always. And yeah. I had dinner. I literally, sorry that the lighting's really shitty in here. But yeah, I had dinner. And then, that was it. But yeah, some stories. Sit down, have a little chat, tell you some stories of life. So, first story is, well, first of all, say for your positive feedback. Say for your positive feedback. And the first story is from policing days. And it's going to be going up in a helicopter. But it was kind of long. Now, the reason it was kind of long is because basically I met a sergeant at the police station. Just a police station. There's many that I've been to, so it's pointless just saying name them all, it's just they're all the same. But yeah, I met him at the police station, or a police station. And I knew him for quite a long time, like I've seen him quite often. And I was with Search and Rescue, underwater search team. And he saw me and invited me up in the helicopter. Now, that was fine, that was chill, went up. They got a call halfway through the flight, and we had to land in a field by the road. I had to get out, and then the police guy had to come pick me up, because they couldn't fly with me because we fucking insurance, like literally. But I was so hyped, like literally I was so hyped. And then my ride has to get cut short because they have to go and fly somewhere else. That wasn't really a good story because it was very disappointing. Literally mid-flight, literally you just have to land in a field and then the police guy just has to pick you up. Like flight over. But yeah, someone needed them. More than just a ride along. But yeah, they stole my position. Next, I'd say is a Ghana experience. And bandits. Robbery in progress on the highway. Now in England you don't really get highway robbery. Like you don't really get highway robbery. Like I don't really. It's not really a thing. Like it's not a thing. Like yeah, you can get robbed while you're in traffic, but it's not a standard thing to have highway robberies. Like it's not a standard thing. Like you don't expect your window just to go in and then someone robs you. Like it's not a standard thing. Like you can comfortably sit in traffic and be safe. Like unless you live in a shitty area, then you're just an exception to the rule. But overall in England, you can comfortably sit in traffic and not have to worry. Anyway, we was driving down the road. Bearing in mind, I'm not in England, so this is completely different. It's not like fucking, I'm sitting in the car with my seatbelt on, and I've got my fucking vest on, and I've got my fucking extra layers on, and fucking Kevlar, and fucking blah 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 blah. I'm just fucking on the back of this truck, holding on, mate, like, literally. Got my combats and my polo, like literally. So I'm on the back of this truck, holding on, with all these police officers. We're driving down the highway. I literally just driving down the highway. And then fucking, sorry, I had a bag of crisps, so every now and again you might see me try and clean my teeth. But yeah, I had fucking, on this truck going down the fucking highway. And then on the left hand side, like, as we're driving down, on the left hand side, there's literally a full on robbery taking place. Some guys with fucking AK-47s are robbing a produce truck, right? Bearing in mind, this particular road, like the main highway robberies occur on like the old tourist trails, like just tourist tracks, and it's just tourists basically, it's just for robbing tourists. Like it's not what the road is for. The road is for like off-road and shit, but people just work out that tourists go there and then just jump out on them. So we was going down and they had pulled over this truck. I say they had pulled it over, they was robbing it, but they had pulled over this truck. And then we was driving towards it, bearing in mind, like, you're like 12 up in a van on a truck, like barreling down the highway towards these armed robbers. Straight away the police clock it, like straight away they clock it. But they didn't really see us, like they kind of did, but then they didn't. Like, well, they did see us, like they did see us, but like then they kind of just thought like, oh, maybe they'll just carry on. Boy, was they wrong. Anyway. we're driving down, and then they all jump out. As we get closer, they all jump out, and obviously guns are drawn, because they're like robbing the truck. Like, I'm not a gun guy, but what can I say? Like this is, I think this is the argument where it comes in, like they didn't shoot them, They could have done, but because I was there, they didn't. Like, I basically saved their lives. Like, literally, I did basically save their lives. They just arrested them, should we say. But yeah, they was arrested. But like literally, boy, like they jumped out, guns drawn. And obviously these guys had guns as well. The guy that was on the floor was just like not doing nothing because he was getting robbed. And then the police showed up, so there's more guns. So he was like, I'm definitely not getting out of this. And then fucking the robbers just like surrendered themselves, like literally they just straight away surrendered themselves because like it's one or the other, like they'll either shoot the police straight away and just that's it, they'll just go to kill, or they'll surrender themselves because like, I don't know, it's just like, yeah, the police are feared, so like, yeah, you could try it, but it's not really worth it. It's not like England where people just mouth off at the police and nothing will happen to you. So yeah, anyway, they arrested them, but like literally, I saved their life because I was there. Like literally, guns were drawn, like guns were fully drawn, just aimed at their heads, and then yeah, they just got arrested. But they didn't want to shoot them in front of me. Basically, like literally, if I wouldn't have been there, then they would have just been killed like straight away. But because I was there, then yeah, no, it didn't happen. Like literally, it didn't happen. But yeah, they got arrested, and then the guy in the truck just drove off. Like he was let go. Like they just let him go. Then these guys were arrested, and that was it. Like, we was off to the nick, like, literally. And it was just a bad day for them. Like, the atmosphere in the truck was just like, they were just so bummed. Like, literally, they were just so bummed. Like, the police were feeling happy because obviously they was with me and I was on a ride along. So, like, what more could you ask for? Like, literally, what more could you ask for? But, like, literally, they were so bummed. Like, they were so bummed. Like, well, you would be, wouldn't you, if you were robbing someone and then your robbery is disrupted by the police, like literally. And bearing in mind, you're in the middle of nowhere, like in the middle of fuck knows where, like just on a massive stretch of road, like quite open as well, and just like bush either side and like trees and shit. So like you're not really expecting anyone to roll up on you, and then the police roll up on you. It's just like, oh my god. But yeah, that was that. That was a sick time. Obviously, when you explain it, like you can just explain it, but it was very tense, like very, very tense, because like I say, guns were drawn. I'm not a gun guy, but in that situation, like there's the argument of, oh, what'd you do, la 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 la, but it's like, don't know, it's just like, don't know, like. And then they say there's nothing noble about dying, but then, don't know. Like, I don't know. It's not a gun guy, like it's really not a gun guy. But yeah, anyway, there was that. And then moving down to the weed, mate. I've told this story many times, but I'm going to tell it again. On a train, like literally on a train. Fucking, with these police officers, we're on a foot patrol this time. I've just come out the market. There was a game centre which had been shut down because it didn't have a licence. Plus there was loads of kids in there that were supposed to be at school, but they was in the game centre. So they were like, nah, I'm not having this. And shut it down. And then the guy that was there, that was running it, like he wasn't even there. Like the guy that was like running it, and he was supposed to be there, but it's kind of good he wasn't. Otherwise they would have fucked him up. I say fucked him up, not physically, but just like give him a fine or whatever. But yeah, they would have messed with him because like if he would have been there, but he wasn't. So they just kicked all the kids out, and then that was that. So they closed up that. Anyway, this train. Mate, it's proper lashing it down. This train, yeah, it was like a derelict. Well, it wasn't derelict, it was locomotive and it still worked, but just by the looks of it, it looked just broken and just rusted and just grey and just different patches of colour. But yeah, fucking this train was like working. I was like, that's a working train. Like, I was fascinated, like I was blown away that the train was working. And then I was like, yeah, it's working. So I was like, alright, let's go on the train. It was like, yeah, go on, go ahead. And I was like, jumped on this train. I was like, yeah, this is sick. Like, I'm on the train. And then fucking, there was a guy at the end of the train. Like, literally, he was crouched down. And I didn't see him at first. I just saw him as I started to walk to the end of the carriage. And then I saw him crouched down, and he saw me, yeah. Bearing in mind, I'm in, like, combat gear. So he saw me, and he was like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? And then he saw the police officer that was behind me. And, he just bolted, like literally he just bolted down the track, like out the window and just down the track, like these, because the train had no windows, like I say, it was a derelict train. Well, it looked derelict, so it had no windows, no nothing, like it wasn't like an English train where it's all sealed and like doors and shit, like it's just nothing, like it's just empty shell. And so he bolted down the track, and as I said, it's locomotive, so you can walk on the train tracks. So he bolted down the track and then jumped through the coupling of the train. The other police officer just runs down and like collars him. I look down, like literally I look down and there's a fucking full-on paper bag full, like literally full-on paper bag full of weed, stacked to the brim, overflowing, just pure weed, like pure bud, like just dense nugs. I've never seen so much weed in all my life, just stacked, like literally just stacked, like just in a paper bag, just like, and he was just like bagging it up, like wrapping it up in plastic, like plastic bags, like just bagging it up, like literally. And then they took the weed, like literally they took the weed, they grabbed it straight away, they grabbed the weed, and then fucking they just twisted the bag, And then that was it. They left crumbs everywhere. Like literally, they didn't have no evidence bags, nothing. No clearing up, no sweeping up. They left crumbs like everywhere. So many nugs. Bearing in mind, I didn't smoke at this time, so I wasn't fussed. Like, I really wasn't fussed. But when you look back on it, the amount of weed that was there that he just left on the floor, like just left on the floor. Anyway. So they fucking come out the train and they're like, what's this? And he's just obviously not saying anything because they caught him dead to rights, so he's not saying anything. And it's like, what's this? What's this? Because like weed, it's like even here, like weed is like considered like worse than like crack and shit. Like it's so bizarre. Like it's so bizarre. I don't know why. Like Thailand is like that as well. Like literally, you get caught with a little bit of weed, like they go nuts. Anyway, fucking, they like grabbed him, like had him by like the arm, like this. They had him by the arm, and they had the bag of weed in his hand. And they just marched him back to the police station. That was it, through the market, through the street, the same way we just come back. And everyone was just staring at us, like literally everyone was just staring at us, like it was the worst thing I've ever experienced. And like literally, they literally when they grabbed him, like literally they just grabbed him up, like literally, and they kind of like roughed him a little bit, like literally they roughed him a little bit, and it was the most sketchiest thing I've ever seen because everyone just staring at you. Like literally everyone just staring at you. And bearing in mind, it's not like England where if someone gets arrested, yeah, and fucking you don't agree with it, like you're not going to go up to a police officer and be like, free my friend. Like you just let them get arrested and say, oh well, I couldn't do anything. Whereas over there, like if someone gets arrested and the community don't agree with the arrest, like if it's not in the interest of the community, like for example, if that person's living in the community and the community aren't upset, then there's no reason for you to arrest that person because you're supposed to be serving the community. You're arresting that person because they're a danger to the community. But if the community is happy with them being there, then you shouldn't be arresting them. So like they were all staring at us. They was all staring at us. Like literally, they was like, "Why are you arresting him?" And like there was a massive crowd. Now as soon as you start to get crowds, that's when you just got to get the fuck out there because if you got like 700 people, it doesn't matter how strong you are. Like literally, like yeah, you can fucking shoot your way out, but that'll just make the crowd more angry because you're just killing people in cold blood. Like literally. So like we're trying to get through this crowd. Like literally trying to make our way through this crowd. Just walk up through the market and everyone's just watching, like just walking, like literally like boxing you in bit by bit by bit by bit, just getting closer. And then eventually we make it to the police station and they put him in the reception. Commander comes down, like smells the weed, like instantly he's like, why is there weed here? Like he loses his shit. Like went absolutely mental. He was like, why is there weed in here? Why did you bring him in here? Take him next door. Like next door where there was some cells, like there was like a booking centre. And it's like, take him next door to the booking centre. So they took him next door. And then fucking, mate, yeah, that was it. Like, they put his name in a book and then he went into jail. That was it. Case closed. But it's kind of peak because I smoke weed now. So you look back on it, it's like, oh, mate, he went to jail just because of weed. Like, literally. And he didn't have no weapons, no nothing. He just had a bag of weed. Like, literally. But yeah, another time, actually, went into the community, yeah, to effect an arrest warrant. There was someone that was wanted for armed robbery, right? This proper nutty guy, like literally, he's wanted for robbery, and he killed a police officer as well, like literally. But like it was quite like bad because like money talks, so like he was let off so many times, and then eventually like they was like we're just gonna arrest him basically. So they went out with this arrest warrant, but like they can arrest him, but they just know that the money changes hands, so that's why he got let out. So like it's not like the people didn't like him, but it's like, well, if he's gonna pay me, someone else can catch him and I've got his money. So like fucking we went out into the community again. The community didn't agree with us. It took 1 hour. It took 1 hour to get out, like literally 1 hour to get out because fucking we arrested him, went into his house. Well, I say they went into his house. I was accompanying them, but they literally booted down the door straight away, like literally guns drawn, booted down the door, went in, like everyone was like milling about, like everyone was like about, and they was just like pushing people back, and then they dragged him out, straight away cuffed him, and then went to walk with a van. The whole community, yeah, just started to surround us, like literally just surrounded us, and was just screaming, shouting, chanting, yelling. They was trying to obviously push them back, but it just wasn't working, because like I say, if you've got like 700 people around you, like, and there's only 12 of you, like, the force and pressure of 700 people, like the weight of 700 people, like, you're not going to be able to physically move 700 people, like, it's just too much pressure and too much weight. Like, literally, it's like deadlifting. Like, you imagine if you deadlift 700 people, it'd be hard. So like fucking, they was trying to push out of the way, get to the truck, and then eventually got him into the truck, and then fucking, oh mate, I hit my funny bone. It's like vibrating through my hand. But yeah, and then fucking eventually got him to the truck, yeah. And then once we got him to the truck, like literally just surrounded the truck, and as I said, it took an hour to get out, like literally 1 hour to get out. Because the same thing again, the community vibe, the community actually means something, like friendship actually means something. If someone is your neighbour, then that actually means something, whereas in England it doesn't mean anything. If the person next door to you gets arrested, it doesn't mean anything. If the person across the road from you gets arrested, like it doesn't mean anything, whereas over there, like it was completely different, like yeah, you if you're gonna make an arrest, like you gotta make it in the best interest of the public, like literally. It can't be just, oh, it's for the public, but none of the public agree with the arrest. Like that's not for the public then, that's just for your own personal gain. Your own personal gain. So yeah, that was just another one where it was just like sketchy, like literally it's sketchy. Like we went, they didn't back down, like they weren't releasing him, like they didn't release him. Like there has happened where the people have been released, but like yeah, in that situation they didn't release him, like they weren't backing down, they just waited it out, and that was it. Eventually they didn't simmer, but they just let us free. They was like chucking stuff like rocks and shit. Like literally it was pretty booky, like literally, and the guy was just like sitting there waiting to be broken free. And literally, because what would he do? Like he just had to rely on the people to break him out. Like he couldn't do anything. Like if he would have done anything, they just would have fucked him up. So like, yeah, he couldn't do anything. Like he was just all sitting there, like waiting for it to just blow over. Literally, oh my gosh, it's funny. Another time, another search warrant. This is in the UK now. This is the English police. Jumping on a search warrant, and fucking, you're in a van, like 2 vans in fact, and you're like maybe, I don't know, 20 officers up, like literally there's quite a few of you, and obviously you're split into separate vans. It's like a PSU, so like you got like an inspector, you got sergeant, you got some officers, you got entry team, you got fucking fighters, they're not obviously fighters, but they're the people that go hands on, you got cuffers, la 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 la. So like in each individual team, like in the teams, like each individual officer has their own role to play inside the raid once they get inside. So once you go in, like literally they booted the door in, or use the big red key as they call it. It's just, and then this was for cocaine, like so this was a drugs warrant. So they went in, up the stairs, and then obviously said that they were police and all of this, caught all of the occupants, arrested them all, like cuffed them all, put them downstairs. Now, this is the best bit, like, oh my gosh, the funniest bit, yeah, is peak. I shouldn't laugh, because this could happen to me, someone could come and take my weed, but, like, oh no, it's the funniest thing where you get dealers, yeah, that are, like, got cocaine and shit, like, but, like, massive bricks, like, proper bricks, like, maybe, like, 50 bricks, so you're talking like a nice decent amount. It's not just like a little bit in a baggie, like you're talking about brick loads. They got bricks in their house, like literally, it's so funny. And then you're just watching the police officers, like watch them, and they'll be asking them questions, and then they'll like get really rude, but they're letting themselves slip, like they just don't realise that they're just baiting them the whole time. Like as soon as they walk in the door, like you think, oh no, they haven't got anything, so they start chatting, and even though you're not giving them anything, you're giving them everything, because they know there's something there. It's just so jokes. And in the end, he was talking so much, he just gave himself away, and they guessed that it was in the wall. Like literally, it was so funny. It was just mad, because like it went from I ain't got nothing to them just smashing in all the walls and just finding fucking bricks and bricks. There's loads of bricks in the walls, mate, like literally. And not even fucking building bricks, like cocaine bricks, like full on cocaine bricks. Like I've never seen that much cocaine in my life. Like literally, I haven't seen anything like that since. Like I've seen like little tiny wraps when you're in the clubs and that, and maybe someone will maybe bring in a massive ball to fucking sell, but like bricks were just fucking cartel style. Like literally, it was just, I've never seen it. So I was like, what the fuck? But it was just the way we went in his house, and like it was just full of drugs, and like we were standing there, and obviously they knew it was full of drugs, because that's how they got the warrant to raid him. But it's just a fact of finding it in the first place and thinking, right, where is it going to be? And then he was just running his mouth saying, you're not going to find it anywhere, you're not going to find it here, you're not going to find it there. And he was getting so cocky and confident, I was like, right, it's in the walls, like literally. And they just started knocking down the walls, like literally. And at first, like, he was like, oh, what are you doing? This is harassment, you can't do that. And as they were like ripping it down, he was just getting more and more angry. You can't go back there. And then they just ripped it down completely. And then, what do you know, all the bricks fall out, like literally. And you know, what can you say? He had his head in his hands, like literally just. Like, what can you say, mate? You got dead to rights, mate. Dead to rights. You said there was nothing, and there's fucking bricks in the wall, mate. Like dead to rights. What can you say? Like literally, you can't really say anything. Like what can you say? Like as much as you may want to defend him, what can you say? Like they went in to find cocaine. He said he didn't have any, and it was in the walls, like hidden as well. It makes it even worse. Like I mean, it's an easy find if you just leave it on your kitchen table, but if it's hidden, they can just fucking trump up more charges because you've tried to hide it. So then you've got conspiracy and all the rest of it. And conspiracy charges are a bitch because you've only got to prove that he wasn't trying to do it. Like they've already proved that their case because it's conspiracy. Like so you've got to prove that you weren't thinking that you was gonna do it, basically. Like literally, which is impossible because how can you prove that you weren't thinking something? You can't. It's conspiracy. That's the whole point of it. That's why they call it that. But yeah, it's fucking. Oh mate, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. Obviously at the time, I was laughing. Like I was like, oh my god, like literally, because I was a rookie. Like literally, I was a rookie. So it's just like literally, they was laughing at me. I was like, because they had obviously seen it before. Because that's what they do. They're a attack team. They just break down doors and fucking confiscate drugs. But that was my first ride along on a raid. Like literally, my first. I went on 3 raids. I managed to go on 3 raids. But yeah, raids are pretty dangerous. So you don't really get much chance to fucking go on a ride along in a raid, like literally. They're pretty dangerous, like you can go sideways very quickly. Especially if someone that you're breaking into their house, they're ready for you. If they're ready and waiting for you, and you fucking boot that door in, and then on the other side they're just ready to kill you, then yeah, it's a different story. Like literally. But then they got tools for that as well, so it's kind of like, electric shields for dogs as well. Like electric shields for dogs, I've seen that. Like going into a house and then using an electric shield for a dog that's trying to attack us as you come through the door. And they just put the electric shield up and the dog just tries to bite the shield and then obviously gets a little shock. Literally just comes running out, but just that's the end of that. Literally. And then obviously you go towards wherever you're going. And then yeah, that's it. But oh mate. Policing days, mate. Policing days. Oh, another thing, yeah, this is a PSA. Always do your pre-start checks. Like literally, always do your pre-start checks. Like, make sure, yeah, you fucking have everything sorted. Like literally, everything sorted. Like you check your indicators, you check your tail lights, your brake, like everything. Because you know how many stop. Like when I was with traffic, yeah, they're called the black rats. Like even police officers don't like them because they'll give tickets to their own kind. Like literally, so they're called the black rats. But yeah, traffic cops, yeah, fucking. Like literally, you can. Do you know how many serial killers has been found through traffic stops? Like literally, just for a broken tail light, and then they got someone fucking chopped up in the boot. Like literally, seriously, like fucking check your tail lights and your mirrors. Like I don't want to help you get away with crime, but like it's basic, simple, because that's what they look for. It's just one small broken thing, and that just gives them an excuse to stop you. They may want to talk to you about something else, but it just gives them an excuse to stop you. And there's so many times we'll be behind someone and they'll have something broken out, and then they'll stop them for that broken thing, and then it leads to like 6 other things, and then they end up getting nicked, all because they didn't fucking check their tail light, like literally, or they said they were gonna do it and then never bothered, like literally. Long, like literally, long. Oh mate, I'm loving the sound of that rain. Loving it, loving it, loving it. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. With the cadets, this was just active duty with officers. But with the cadets, I went out. I'll tell you what. I say I prevented a kidnapping. I don't know, because I prevented a kidnapping. Let me explain what happened. I was working an event along Madeira Drive, and a child had gone missing. Parents had come to the tent, said my child has gone missing. So police obviously put it through the radio. We had a radio man. Radio man goes on the old blower, puts it over the call. Everyone starts looking. Now, this girl, I spotted her, right? I was doing a little foot patrol. I spotted her, right? She was maybe like 7. She wasn't very young. She wasn't very old, I mean. And it was the dad that lost her, like the fucking dads, mate. Like literally the dad was having ice cream, fucking left her to wander off. And then fucking went to the bum, was like, oh, are you supposed to be with so-and-so, whatever her name was. I can't remember what her name was. Are you supposed to be with her? And then she was like, no. And like she wasn't there. So then they came to us. So they were like kind of fighting amongst themselves because he was supposed to be watching her. Anyway, I was on this foot patrol and I saw her. So I was like called it in, and there was this guy, like literally this guy like was taking her towards the car, and the car door was open, yeah, and she was about to step into the car. So I called it in, and bearing in mind I was only a cadet at the time, so I couldn't go bowling over being like, fucking stop. Like literally, so like, and even if you want to, this is a fucked up thing about policing, yeah, this is why it fucking pisses me off, why I left entirely. Like, yeah, I had issues towards the end, but I left entirely purely because like, it's fucked up that you'll do the right thing, yeah, but you'll get into trouble for doing the right thing. And then people criticise the police for doing nothing, but yet you'll be criminally prosecuted if you was to do your job and actually do the right thing. So if I would have saved her and stopped her from getting in that car, I would have got into trouble, like literally, even though I was doing the right thing. That's what it's like, and that's what it's like for police officers as well. So you imagine that if you see a crime, and then you know that you're going to get into trouble if you deal with that crime, even though your job is to deal with crime. Anyway, fucking this girl was getting into the car, so I called it through, and it was like, there's a girl matching the description, she's getting in the car with a man, like literally. So obviously the dad is there, the mum is there, so who's that guy, like literally. So fucking there was 3 police bikes that were at the end of Madeira Drive, and they just bomb it down, like literally they bomb it down on blue lights, and they intercept the car, and then yeah, like literally he'd gotten in the car with her, the girl had gotten in the car with him. And I was like giving her details, giving the number plate, giving her all the information. So if they did make off, the CCTV would already have them driving out, so they would already be able to find them. So the police cars just, police bikes just bomb it down, and then more cars follow up. And then, yeah, he had nothing to do with that girl, like literally. So I say I prevented it, but I probably could have, because where was he going to go? Like, he obviously gave a bullshit excuse of like, oh no, I didn't realise, la la la. I was just helping her and I was trying to find her parents. But why would you put her in the backseat of your car, take her away from the police tent? Bearing in mind, I was far away from the police tent. Like literally I was proper far because we was on patrol looking for this girl. I was way away from the event and he was down the other end of Madeira Drive, which is a long stretch of road. And you're walking away from all the police if you're with a missing child, and you're supposedly going to help her. Like supposedly going to find the parents. Like how would you do that if the lost and found is the opposite direction you're walking? And you're putting them into your car, like how are you doing that? And your car is facing the opposite direction. Anyway, he got nicked, like literally he got nicked, like he wasn't getting out of it. They nicked him straight away on the spot. And the girl was reunited with her family. But yeah, mate, like literally a potential kidnapping, that's fucking booky, don't you think? Like literally, like fair enough, like it didn't happen, so I don't know what could have happened, but it's just a bit fucked up. Like literally, I got good eyes that day, I got commendation for that. I don't like to boast, I don't like to brag, but it is what it is, I did, like literally. Because you don't know what could have happened, like literally, if I wouldn't have called it in, then what? Like what happens if I would have just left it? Like where would she be right now? Like literally, who knows? Like literally, who knows? Like, because why would, like, it just didn't make sense. Like, the girl was reported missing, yeah. I saw her, and I saw him with the man. He was holding her hand, took her to his car, yeah, or to a vehicle, which he then opened up with keys, so obviously his car or someone's car that he's got possession of, and then fucking got in the car, put her in the back. Like, you just wouldn't do that. He didn't have no car seat. The parents didn't even fucking know him. Like, she didn't know him. Like, it just didn't make sense. Like there was no explanation. How was he gonna wriggle out of it? Like I'm sorry, but how is he gonna wriggle out of it? Like it's not snaky. It is what it is. You gotta be tough, mate. Like you gotta be tough. Like you gotta be tough. Like someone else's kid. Like you can't just take them. Like do you know what I mean? Like. It's very different, like, because obviously if you see a child, you're going to want to help them, but, like, if you think about all the things that were against him, like I said, lost and found was in the opposite direction, or 10, or missing persons 10, which is a massive police logo all over the top of it, was in the opposite direction. It's fucking massive, you could see it. It's police outside of it, in high vis, everything, like, you notice it, like, it's not like you couldn't see it. Like it's Madeira Drive, and it's this long stretch of road, so you can see it from one end to the other. Like you can see it, even though it's far, you could see if something's down the other end. So like, yeah, that was the end of that. But yeah, there's some weird people, mate. Like literally, there's some weird people about. Like literally, just snatch up some children. Like literally, like you just go around snatching up children. Like literally, they will no shame. Like literally, no shame at all. Broad daylight, just take a child. Fuck that. Jesus. Other stories. I'm trying to think of other stories, but I can't think of any other stories. Life stories in general. I'm here in Kenya, looking to go out into the slums. I've been chatting to the security guys as well, and yeah, like literally, I've been chatting to them. I want to fucking get a job here, like literally. Although I don't want a gun, like literally, I don't want a gun. Like literally, I don't want to have to shoot people. Some people, that's their dream, to have fucking guns and be pulling the trigger on people. And be able to legally do it as well. But yeah, I'm really not a gun person. Like, I believe in my job, but if you need a gun to do the job, then you shouldn't be doing the job. It's as simple as that. Like, fair enough, there's some people that are fucked up and they got intent. Like, this is the thing, like, some people have intent, and that's where it changes, because there's some people that have intent, so if they're going to come to you, you know they're coming to you to kill you, so you have to act. Like, you have to act with no mercy. But then at the same time, that's just two people just killing each other. Literally. So it's just like, But yeah. I hope you're on good vibes, mate. I hope you're feeling blessed and life is treating you well. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Pleased to be here. It's all good though. It's all good. So glad I bought some fucking Rizzlers. I especially bought these for the trip. Rizzlers and ropes, like literally. I'm looking forward to go to the national park, mate. See some fucking animals, like literally. You don't understand. And I saw a acacia tree as well. Like literally. Which doesn't really mean anything to you, but like literally I see them in books on my little fucking wildlife documentaries, and then I fucking saw one in real life, mate, like literally. And an avocado tree as well, like literally. Like I saw an avocado tree. I've never seen an avocado tree before. I felt well ignorant and stupid, but yeah. I saw an avocado tree for the first time today. Banana tree as well. I've seen a banana tree before though, but like it's just there growing. And then avocado is just growing, like fucking loads of them just growing on a fuck off tree, like you just don't think about it, because in England nothing is fresh. Like we don't have anything that's tropical. It's all imported, so we only see it unless it's on the shelf. Like you don't see it
like growing on its actual tree where it actually comes from in the first place, like before it's fucking sat on a plane and travelled thousands of miles and then sat in a refrigerator in a shop and then fucking sat on a shelf until you pick it up. Like, you don't actually see anything that's fresh, like fresh produce. You don't see it. Oh fuck. Fucking roll a zoot, man. Why not? That's it. That's me. I'm gonna leave it there. Just a few stories. I've got a Q&A coming up, so just ask me some questions for Q&A, and I'll be able to be a bit more specific with any other stories that you may want, that I may have touched on, but you want a bit more clarification. Anyway, that is all. Stay blessed, stay lean, and peace.